if this is gonna happen, I would love to see Pearl in the veto, because MLT can again do the same they had done in the past.
MLT definitely have proven that they can beat Velocity in the past. They pushed that last game to a triple overtime affair. 16-14 was the scoreline, and Velocity was able to win Pearl with a very tiny margin. Going into today's matchup, I assume that Pearl will be thrown out of the map veto by Velocity, simply to make sure that Militant Esports don't have a chance. But with that being said, I would love to welcome our lovely YouTube audience to the arena. These guys, you are just in time to watch these players walk out and style on everybody as they take their places in front of their PCs. We will be starting with the game soon enough. Amaterasu is back, and he is back for vengeance this time. Deathmaker as well. Against Orangutan last time, couldn't do much. He was having an off day, but I hope he can recover soon enough. But Doma is not going to be playing today. Is that going to be a point of concern? I guess we'll have to wait and watch.
Yeah, we have to wait and watch at how this team just gonna do it again and just gonna have a dream run or not against the MLT, especially a revamped MLT when we can see Cortez is in the team, also increasing the firepower for the team. But we have the Ideals here, Rio and Ekil, showcasing that love sign. And Rio and Ekils, every single one of them just had a fist bump each other, and now they're just gonna hurdle up and gonna discuss about the strats and what they're gonna do against them. But I am more excited every single time whenever I witness a match. I'm always excited about the veto, because that veto decide at least first half of the story.
This veto definitely will be very, very important. Both these teams have their strengths and weaknesses. I guess Haven will still be left in the mix because both these teams are somewhat comfortable on it, even though Militant Esports lost the last time they played against Velocity. Pearl, on the other hand, I don't know if Velocity will let it stay afloat in the map pool. I guess they would much rather face them on Pearl rather than something like Bind or maybe a Lotus.
I think so, yeah. Pearl would be a better option too, because Bind it's certainly a new map. So if you are not prepared for the new map, just stick to the basics, right? Let's see. It's gonna happen, and hey, Rio is smiling. It seems like they are prepared for this map, and you have to smile because you are on the biggest stage of South Asia right now, and that is NODWIN Valorant challenges South Asia. This is the split 2, and we have the veto. It means Velocity got the first ban and also the first pick. So let's see which map they're gonna ban, and it's gonna be Fracture.
Okay, no surprises over there. Fracture and Lotus being thrown out right away. I'm completely okay with that. Velocity hates chaotic maps like Fracture. Lotus is just a bit too new. But hold on, Velocity first pick Pearl. Alright then, they're ready for a challenge. They are openly declaring war against Militant Esports, even though the last game they played was very close on Pearl. Even though you mentioned that it went to 16-14, Velocity are ready for a rematch. They are not backing away from this fight.
I think so. It's going to be Ekils or maybe Dave just talking to his team that, you know what just happened in the split one? We won't. We just want a rewin, because how MLT just took that match into a triple overtime, how they dared to do that. We just going to finish them a bit quickly in this time in the map of Pearl. And I have another fun fact for Team MLT, and that is their win percentage on pistol round is 67%. So it's a really good thing.
Yeah, even though their pistol percent is impressive, I'm kind of concerned because there are many reasons why they need to be careful. They have lost on second rounds very, very often. So
yeah,
we often find Militant Esports taking the lead in pistol, but then they immediately lose that momentum in the subsequent anti-ego round. That is a mistake they can't afford to repeat over here.
And that's the thing with Medal 2, right? And that's why I'm always just treating both teams like equal. But hey, we can see Viper got picked and Cortez picking up that Harbor on the map of Pearl, going with the double controller and a single initiator and single sentinel. On the other side, Velocity Gaming going with the double sentinel setup, a Fade and a KO with only one controller, and that's going to be Astra with Elif. So let's see how this competition just going to work out and how this matchup just going to pan out for both teams.
KO is an initiator, my friend.
Oh yeah.
But That's okay. That's okay. Understandably so. Both these teams have their strengths and weaknesses over here. The win condition for Militant Esports is going to be to gather as much map control without actually picking up fights with the help of that harbor utility, with the help of cascades. On the other hand, Velocity, because they have two characters that can gather information, the Fade and the KO, they will need to play a lot aggressively. They will need to make those super intrusive plays and take control away from Militant Esports. They also have a lot more flexibility, so Velocity should be able to make rotations mid-game very, very easily. But that's just on paper, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens in practice as both these teams now clash against each other.
Left. Going a bit aggressive towards the A main and got punished. 22 damage onto his head. Excali will get tested by Knight Rider and the whole team there. Ekel just forced to fall back towards the mid connector, and Knight Rider still pushing forward, not stopping at all. This is a new MLT we are witnessing today. Jumping around, popping those heads, and also killing the hopes of Team Velocity Gaming in this pistol round. And as I just told you earlier, that Team MLT's pistol round winning strat and the pistol round winning percentage is very good, and they are showcasing it again and again. So the way they play their pistol round is very aggressive and also tend to punish their opposition mistakes, and that's what they did. Deathmaker and Amitarasu coming from Art and the suicide secret side though. Deathmaker secures 2. Right comes there, and Deathmaker just on 75% HP. Rio, another headshot, secures a pick, and the first round goes to Team MLT. And that's what I was hoping, and yeah, MLT got it. So I'm not that surprised, but a good start. A good start for Team MLT here. Rio secures 2, and Knight Rider also 2 for himself. Wenka, I think so, he secured 1 pick, and he died, so he got that second ultimate point for his team. Now, Team MLT, they have a better vibe. Wenka is opting for a Guardian full shield, and other players just opting for some Spectres and also Bulldogs. It's going to be Badler who is away from back, and every single one of them, other than Badler, just moving towards A. Trailblazer has been used to check out the secret and also Dugwood, the guiding light towards the Art, and Badlove just moving from shops. Heard some footsteps, and he's aware of the fact that 2 of the players are moving towards Art from the mid courtyard. Look at the position of MLT's player, already backing up and already getting support, getting the defensive area control, and Badlove just get a farm. Secures 3 in a row. Wenka got 1 for himself. A beautiful round and a beautiful end to the second round of the map of Pearl. And I again just going to talk about this fact, and that is we had seen MLT versus Velocity Gaming in the past in Split 1 on the similar map, and in that map MLT took this map to the triple overtime, but they couldn't able to convert that one in their favor, and they lost 16-14. But still, this is going to be one of the most important rounds for Velocity Gaming, because this is their bye round. But MLT, they are looking very strong. Okay. They got information of 2 players. Now, 2 of them are also pushing. It's going to be Helef and Deathmaker scaling the A main area. Helef just being a little bit cautious there. Has a star available and used the Nebula to convert to just deny some map control and force MLT to move towards the mid, and that's what they are doing right now. A turret has been played towards the B-Link area. If it will get triggered, they will get the information that the players of MLT are trying to move towards B-Link. It means they will, they might try to pinch in the side, and it will gather some players towards the B side, and it completely happens. Look at that. Look at the mini map. Deathmaker was at the A main at the start of this round. Now he is roaming around near the B defensive alley.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left on the clock. MLT already spent a lot of time. Amitarasu jumps, peek, and knows that at least there are 2 players in front of him. Deathmaker might secure the first pick, and he actually will. High Tide has been used to cut the side into 2 halves, but you don't have enough time. Amaterasu missing those important shots. This shouldn't happen. Cortez was in just front of him. Ekel secures third and secures a round for his team too. Just lost 2 bodies and a beautiful round. Fortunately, the spike got planted, but at the end, VLT secures this round. But I don't think so. MLT doesn't even bother losing this round because they build up a good amount of cash in the bank.
Yeah, and since this is the bonus they were supposed to lose anyway, at least they're able to now know that whatever they're doing allows them to get the spike plant down at the very least, even though they had trouble falling back and getting into good post plant positions. So they win something, they lose something. At least with this, they have figured out what they're good at. I hope they can use this information for good in the later stages of the game.
I'll hunt down Sky.
One more interesting thing, and that is look at that.
Where are you?
Look at that. The Knight Rider and Patrap, they just need 2 ultimate points to get their ultimate, right? Oh, Eccles is going a bit aggressive there. I think the falling back would be a better option, otherwise you might get picked here. And yeah, he understands that the importance of backing off, and also you have a cage set up. The best option is to just fall back and give them some space to breathe. And also your teammates are counter pushing from the A main area, so which states that it's going to be a B push.
Yeah, and now Militant are kind of trapped. They need to plant this spike as quickly as possible and get back towards the top of B ramp, trying to defend this incoming flank. But for now, they have bigger concerns. Velocity are dumping so much utility at them, smokes as well as flashes to make sure that they can pick up the fights. But when the fights do occur, Venka, as he always is, he's super cold, ready to help out his teammates, keep them alive. The Astra Star is fading away now, but the flank from Deathmaker has already arrived and there's nobody to guard against him. Unfortunately, though, Hellfighter and Deathmaker both are in positions from where they can't trade each other, so it's up to them and their individual gunfights. Oh no, Rio's already back here. Will Hellfighter check him? Yes, he will. Superior movement means Hellfighter doesn't even take a tick of damage, and he knows where Bad Love is. Down to a 1v1. There's plenty of time, so he can try to go ahead for this fake tap. Will he call the bluff? Yes, Padlo will call the bluff and get him. And Hellfighter was already vulnerable, so even the body shots do the job.
Yeah. Those 40 converts into 80 because you'll get double damage and a beautiful round exit for MLT. Losing the previous round was pretty... We already knew it that Velocity might win the previous round, but in this one, Venka pushing towards the B halls and also securing 2 picks without even dying and also getting the spike planted. And 2 of the players just backed off towards the ramp. It was a good play from the side of MLT, but now Velocity Gaming, they are struggling in terms of cash. They need to force in and they need to push that Maker a bit forward so that he can just collect some kills or maybe some information they can work on.
Well, this time Velocity picking up the pace. They're actively trying to fight mid. 2 on Arch, 2 on double door. Amaterasu just falls back as I speak about it. And with Velocity not finding any early fights, they go back to their defaults, which currently isn't a full-blown default. You know, it's actually a heavy stack towards the A side, and only Amaterasu is marking B. He started marking B link. Art is somewhat clear with Eccles body checking it every now and then. But given the current circumstances, Militant are gonna walk right into this trap. And even though Velocity don't have the guns to boot, I think they should still be able to put up a good fight against Militant's weapons. The 0 point being thrown by Excali will confirm everything. He's just waiting for perfect timing. And it is perfect. 3 of them detected.
30 seconds on board. You are now forced to move in, and a lockdown has been invested because MLT just being a little bit cautious and they don't want to, you know, waste a lot of time. And a good frag pin destroys the lockdown. A very beautiful gravitational pull because it also makes you vulnerable. And now only 14 seconds to just push off forward. This is not looking good. A good hold secures 2 of the players' positioning. That Maker with the classic burst secures a big battle, and Night Rider is changing the situation for them. Excali, no way, they are forced to lose this round, and a good Thrifty for Team Velocity Gaming. how they even managed to secure this one. MLT playing so slow that they didn't even understand that the time is going to be a huge factor which will punish them.
What's better
Holy
than
smokes.
what's better than winning a thrifty? Winning it in a way where your opponent's economy gets heavily punished. I mean, they ran out of time over there. And then they died too, which means they not only get the penalty of the save, but they also don't have any weapons. That's double damage to their wallets.
And also, lockdown has been invested. So,
found no value out of that lockdown.
was-
Easy destroying.
huge investment and zero returns. That's bad for MLT. And I like how, Velocity Gaming somehow managed to, just did a lot of job, but just by just investing very less amount of investments. And also that 0 point was just perfect. But meanwhile, Amaterasu just berserking there from the tower, securing 2 picks in a row. Venka 2 code is out with his Blade Storm and Deathmaker. Quick peek. Knight Rider's done for this round. Might get the second though. He understood the assignment and falls back.
He's just toying with bad levels there. Almost peeked him while he was reloading. And then another peek dash back. Finally the flash comes through. This should be the end of it. Velocity Gaming keep it clean. It's not like Militant had too many weapons to work with in the first place, but even with the few Vandals that they were able to afford, Militant were completely stomped. The Marshals finding no value. And it seems like Deathmaker has come alive today. He's hitting all his shots, not making any mistakes. Velocity are playing a very clean game of Valorant so far.
I like the calls from the players from Velocity Gaming, giving a lot of room to Amaterasu to work with, right? And also, no smokes had been invested in towards that tower, also providing a lot of room to Amaterasu to work on. So that was a mistake from the side of MLT, and Velocity just exploited that. Deathmaker position got revealed, and Excali thought that he can even out these things after re-peaking Deathmaker, but that wasn't the case. But look at the position of Eccles. He can just punish that. And he actually did. Secures 2, got traded out, but it's even Steven for both sides. Bad Love has his Viper Spit available so they can work around that, but the only problem is they need to move towards the side first. And one of your controllers is already out, and that is Cortez. So you have a toxic stream to work with. Let's see how that plan just will work for MLT.
Slowly creeping through. This round has fallen into a stalemate of sorts. Militant were looking promising towards the mid area, and they got some picks as well, but the returns made it very awkward, and now they are thinking that there's a backstab coming in. And that's exactly why this particular Viper Spit has been committed. It goes deep towards B Link as well. It gives Militant more room to play
30
from.
seconds left.
Instead of playing from back ramp, which could be dangerous since there's a backstab coming in, they decide to play towards Link, and now this will be much more sustainable. But the lockdown might just force Bad Love to leave, and this means that he is going to face the music. He thinks he's going to be better off just trying to fight them out, which is also okay. Bolted down to a 2v2. And with the detention coming in, Velocity have very little time to actually stick this plant. They won't be able to hear the spike being tapped on the back of that Cosmic Divide, but it's down to a 1v1. And when the frag wins come through, Militant are stepping up. Knight Rider to deliver the final blow.
Oh, this was a heavy round for both the teams. Good investment. A lockdown as well as a Cosmic Divide got invested from the side of Velocity Gaming to at least go for a defuse. But that Snakebite and also the Swarm Grenades from the side of Knight Rider denied the chance for Velocity Gaming to go for a comeback. And look at that, that Baker invested 8,900 credits. Opted for a full shield, 2 updraft, 2 cloud burst, and then as well as an operator. Huge investment. He's going all in this round. If it works out, he will get lucky, and he certainly will. Cortez is again out. This is the second time he got picked first from the side of MLT Esports. Losing out your second controller is so crucial for MLT, especially you're just playing with only one initiator, and that is not an informative initiator. That's a flash one. Yeah, you can get those callouts that the guy got blinded, but still, you need to work on that. That's going to be a little bit difficult. Venka too cold, going aggressive, but respected that Nebula falling back.
Yeah, but if they want to go towards the A side, they have nothing to do it with. They can still probably use the Poison Cloud and Bad Love, but then he can only cover one of these areas, you know? And since they're all coming in from A main rather than crunching via Art, it will be difficult for Militant Esports. I don't think they have a choice. They must go for a contact play. And that's exactly what's going to happen over here. Two of them will try to creep in towards Art. Excali's just body marking this angle. There's no utility to help him out. He can probably try flashing out and fighting over here, but he's already low on HP, so fighting also is a bit dangerous. Fatal gets committed. This one goes towards A main, so now they have information on exactly where Militant are. Two towards Art, two towards main, and as soon as I speak about Art, Hellfighter shows us exactly why he's the creator of a masterpiece. And he gets the better of Bad Love by sneaking around his own Poison Cloud. Perfect.
Yeah, he saw his gun barrel with thought, okay, that's not gonna be him, just gonna peek, but hey, he peeks through and got punished. Velocity managed to win another round and also managed to build the bank once again in the first half. But I like the to and fro motion of these rounds, right? Despite of the fact Velocity doing good, MLT is also doing great. Look at that. They also secured 4 rounds, and just because of those pistol rounds, they managed to get these 2 more. I like how they're maintaining the pistol round winning strategy and also that percentage so perfectly that it's just forcing Velocity to be more confident and also more perfect in those buy rounds. But for now, MLT just needs to work with the sheriffs.
Here.
Just waiting for timing. Waiting to get inside the double door region. This high tide cuts off anyone towards late. Kinda isolates Eccles over here. But then again, Excali can always throw flashes to help him out. The Prowler being used by Eccles hears nobody. That means Militant are making a fast approach towards Art. The only person who's coming in late is gonna be Bad Love. And he's most likely gonna play for lineups after that. But blunting is still difficult. They can use the Cove to go for it. But hold on. Cove isn't available. They can still go for the plant regardless, but at the cost of 2 of their players' lives. Rio is able to nicely land a 1-tap. Is that going to help him escape certain danger though? Nope, absolutely not. Bad Love gets deleted. They know where Cortez is. And Rio's position will now be given away. He can throw the birds, everything in the sky. He can even throw the whole damn kitchen sink at them, but it still won't stop Amaterasu from defusing.
Oh yeah. And it was the Vegas secure the final pick. Amaterasu just defusing the spike, and finally Velocity Gaming got a lead in the map of Pearl. 5 rounds in favor of Team Velocity Gaming. MLT, they have a reckoning available, and look at that, Cortez just on 0 kills. Haven't found anything yet. So you know, just shutting down Cortez and just decreasing the amount of numbers and also poking him in the early start of the round is just working out for Velocity a lot. That Cortez play and that Cortez momentum is just got nullified here. So I am stunned, by the way, because he impressed a lot in the first map, in the first match, in the split too, but he's suffering today.
Even though a cascade has been used to block the turret, Amaterasu is gonna mark the angle himself. Activates the nanoswarm. That distracts Rio, but just enough. Rio is able to retaliate in time. Hellfighter though, having lost backup towards side, is going towards A main, hoping to get some land over here. Reckoning does come through, but Cortez is taken out instantly. And now Militant are kind of in shambles. They don't have site control, they don't have A main either. Their best bet right now is to use the path with which they used to kill Amaterasu and then rotate all the way around towards B. Because of the null command, they can't even use the utility yet. Now finally that it's over, they will go for it. 0 point hears nobody towards backside, which means they are yet to enter. This sets up Deathmaker perfectly.
The Seekers will reveal some positioning, but it doesn't matter at the end. You have to plant at the end. You have to go all in, and a very good fragment there. But Wenka peeks at the right moment, secures a pick off that maker, and now they have some more time to plant. 13 seconds on the clock, and Wenka is going for the plant. Jumps Excali and picks him apart with a shot. He had Helif with the final pick again, just securing the defuse here. I think you should give away to Eccles, but hey, it doesn't matter. And yeah, he actually is doing that. Maybe if Eccles just secures an ace in the next round, might get some more in the last round. He can use his his ultimate. But a good round for Velocity Gaming. I like how MLT used that art area and using that art area again and again to poke Velocity Gaming and also forced them to, lose out a man in the early stage. But Velocity is so comfortable playing around with the 4 remaining players. It's just perfect. And Cortez, this is the 8th time he lost his life without even dishing out a single amount of damage. Cortez, what happened to you, this man? I am concerned.
Even I am concerned, yes. I mean, he's using his utility perfectly. All his cascades and high tides are on point, but the fragging department has gone for a strike. They're not present at all. No attendance over there. So this calls for a timeout from Militant Esports. They need to figure some stuff out. Hellfighter was the hero in that round. He started things, he ended them too. By picking up Cortez right at the beginning, he took A main control for his team, which then makes it very awkward for them, They don't have any control towards the side, and they are lacking utility to clear dugout and flowers itself, right? So they are concerned in the first place. But now that they don't have any presence on A main either, it's nearly impossible for them to plant without having all that information and knowing that they don't have any fallbacks. So they would much rather take the space towards the B site, and Velocity saw it coming from a mile away. It's almost like Velocity forced them to go towards B. They forced Militant's hand. And then the moment the spike was being planted, the fragment comes through. Easy victory. Even the 0 point towards backside made sure that Velocity have confirmed their race win. Militant were basically racing them to the B site, hoping to get there before Velocity does, and yeah, that ensured Deathmaker's position. Deathmaker once again ready to strike. An uncharacteristic miss. But the Nebulas are being placed to delay this push from Militant. Venka will disrespect the smoke. He spots out Deathmaker, sees a shoulder. Can he take the head? Prowler's being sent at him. It just expires in time. Excalibur, ready for the peaks.
Oh no.
He's holding a super cheeky angle, and Venka would never check it in a million years.
Venka is out. It means the huge fragger who could change this round is out now. You have to work with these 2 sheriffs. And Cortez might secure his first. That's what I'm just rooting for right now. But this is going to be a 7-5 for sure. By the way, 7-4 for now. Until something crazy happens. Deathmaker jumping around with only 49 HP because he received a martial body shot. It was 1-1. Cortez jump peeking. The good part is that Velocity is allowing them to move forward, and I thought he just saw a shoulder. Rio! What? Is it me only or maybe Rio? I thought that Maker's shoulder was visible.
I mean, even if you see his shoulder, you still need to shoot his head, which can be a bit difficult, since he's way faster at clicking heads than you are. Deathmaker.
Yeah.
That's what happens when he actually activates, This guy is making it look so easy. Plus, Velocity using the setup of Militant against them. This Viper wall that's been put up, it basically stops Excali from peeking. But then Excali's like, why should I peek? It's up to you to make this move. And he goes for it without a care in the world.
Yeah. Plus, Venka, this is the 2nd time or maybe the 3rd time he pushed towards 3 halls. 2 of the times he got successful, but this time he got punished pretty hard by Excali. And also, one more thing. Whenever Cortez got picked, it's very difficult to move towards A, right? You can't deny those angles. You need to use some smokes to do that. And for that, you have the different controller, and that is going to be Viper, and she already plays a toxic screen towards B. So they are always forced towards B, and Velocity target Cortez is just perfect for them. But for now, they're just waiting for the lockdown to get initiated. And finally, when it does...
I'm just a little concerned about the lockdown. This time, they had to confirm Excali's position before they used the lockdown. Otherwise, it could have been broken again. That's why they waited so long. That's why they made that contact towards B. And as soon as they saw Excali, they're like, yep, the lockdown's good to go. And it places Deathmaker all the way back. He's forced to relinquish the area and play from the dugout region where he is vulnerable. Flashing over the walls, but no aggression on the back of it. The cascades from Cortez still holding them back. That's a nice concussion towards the cubby area, but even the spams won't help. The fragment is not going to clear out Rio's position, and he gets one. It's clean. Excali still trying to detect their presence, and now he's found them both. Lashes goes through, but he gets stuck trying to go across that cosmic divide. Should have been a dead giveaway about his position, but Excali can't capitalize. This might just be a 5th run from Militant Esports. Hellfighter running out of time, running out of health, and none of them actually willing to give him this fight. They know he's not sticking it. And Venka swings super wide. That's a pop-in swing to end the half. Good recovery from Militant.
Switching sides.
Actually, a good recovery. A very good recovery for MLT Esports, and I'm happy. I am happy the way they are performing after that, 4 rounds losing streak against Velocity in the first half, though. But again, you know what? This is the first half in which MLT again had a comfortable half. This is what happened in the split one in the map of Haven. They had similar half, but in the second half, Velocity changed everything.
Yeah, is that going to be the same case today? Will we see deja vu? To find out what happens in the second half, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back to NODWIN Valorant Challenger South Asia. You guys are watching Velocity Gaming versus Militant Esports. Both these teams are desperate for a win because they haven't won a single game in Split 2 so far. Velocity take a tiny lead in the first split, and this is a similar scoreline the last time these two teams faced each other. But in previous splits, when Militant faced Velocity, Velocity only gave them 1 round in the second half. Is that storyline going to be similar this time as well? Hellfighter certainly wants to make sure of that.
Spike planted.
Grounded.
Yatasha.
Okay, this is a bit weird. Cortez is going for the full stick. The curve expires and Velocity are able to get all the frag wins. I like how deep Velocity get inside of this site. They were literally towards Secret and Flowers. That's a very aggressive push from Velocity right off the bat. They start in a very dominant fashion, you know. They try to blitzkrieg their way into the A site, and before this happens, Militant Esports tried to get the rotations in. They started moving very early, but regardless, they did not arrive on time. And that leaves the actual defenders of A site very vulnerable, very lonely. They can't do anything. Velocity get the spike plant without any problems, and then they continue pushing deeper, making sure Militant don't even have an avenue to set up their retake. It's something similar once again. Fast push towards the A site. Eccles grabs the orb, but they still have the Killjoy lurking around, so it's gonna be up to Matarasu to make sure no flank comes through. Nobody from Militant actually defending from the side itself. They're just holding from Secret. Oh, Venka. Yeah, that position is so strong for him. He's always able to get at least a couple from there. But the rest of the areas like Art and Flower have been smoked out, so Militant, they will not be able to stop the spike plant unless they dive right the hell now.
This man advantage might just help them, or maybe I'm wrong. Just got denied instantly. Turret has been placed to just gather some of the distraction, and Cortez! Just doing some awesome job. And you know what? He took 2 players down, so it's a good thing. Velocity now, 3 of those players got taken down, so they have to go for maybe a light fire, or they're not gonna play this like a bonus they usually does. Depends. They bought another Vandal with a light shield, and maybe the other 2 players, that Maker and Amaterasu, go for a Sheriff or maybe a Frenzy or something like that, because this is MLT's full buy. And look at that. They are again going towards A.
Taking that back.
Why will Velocity change this setup when they know it's going to work successfully every single time? Hellfighter, though, instead of sticking around with his team, is going and making some noise towards B ramp. He's hoping to sell a fake.
Bomb grenade out.
Or maybe not. His teammates have already given away control of A main, so maybe that was the fake. Hellfighter has to check his corners, though. He needs to be careful.
What?
And even though it's not a wide swing or a fast one, he still gets Rio. And then another one onto Badlove. He saw him for a millisecond, and he still connects all those shots. Hellfighter acting like a pseudo-duelist over here. The flash is perfect. It blinds him before the Cosmic Divide is activated, so Venka has no choice but to fall back. But he will challenge them across the Cosmic Divide. That's brave. Super bold.
Spike planted.
You have to be careful. The spike got planted, and Knight Rider might do another bold movement, but this is going to be a huge one too. Cortez is ready for the cascade to be put on so that he can just create some room for his team. Excali is ready with his flashpoint to peek and to re-peek with his teammates. Cortez is going for the diffuse. They already got the half diffuse. Excali fakes Knight Rider, and Excali secures the third one too. With this in Excali's round in the final situation, it was Helif and Excali throughout this round. And Helif, to be honest, I was surprised the way he secured the first pick, because he was holding a knife in the first few seconds, and then he switched to the Vandal and peeks and shuts down Rio. Those were some nasty shots.
Militant had some really brave moments over here, didn't they? Peeking out of the Cosmic Divide like that to disrupt Velocity was actually something nice, especially when you have the ability to fall back. Since there's so many vertical walls over here, there's a Viper screen, there's a Cosmic Divide, and the Harbor walls, you can actually take use of, you can actually use them to your advantage if you can isolate those fights. But look at this Viper wall from Militant this time. Badlove is using it diagonally, and it is a very weird one, because Militant need to make sure that they use it to keep Velocity away. And they've done exactly that. Wenka, like an Apache attack helicopter, floats into the air and kills Excali. This means they will no longer be able to set Deathmaker in for a dash towards backside. This will force Velocity to change their setup. They will now have to play for plant near the bridge area directly. Oh, Wenka goes for it again, but this time Eccles blocks him off mid-air. Hellfighter fires up, and they see Rio's shoulder. They take his head off. It's all falling apart for Militant Esports.
Spike planted.
Oh no, it's Knight Rider and Cortez left alone. Stinger in the hands of Cortez with 62 and Knight Rider with the Sheriff. In which, now, their vision got denied by Nebula. So, again, a good round for Team Velocity Gaming, and especially the 11th one. But the important factor is, Eccles, now he has his Nightfall available.
One enemy remaining.
Plus, Helif and Deathmaker also secures one for themselves. So this Nightfall can be used towards the A side or maybe B. Depends like what they are rooting for and which side they're going to move on. Especially when MLT now they have a bye. Deathmaker is quite happy, and I'm also happy with the way he is performing. Wenka was trying his best after securing the first pick. Eccles instantly denies him, and after that, Wenka's pick. It was just a sweet story for Velocity Gaming in the previous round.
Yeah, it's a sweet story, like a cherry on top of the cake. But Shivansh, I have to tell you, man, I'm starting to feel that deja vu once again. Militant had a decent first half. They got to 7-5. Even though they're not in the lead, it was comfortable. But just like last time, Velocity are not letting them get even a single round in the second half. That's a big concern.
Every single time, Velocity starts with a banger against MLT. Although MLT showcased some good signs of life, but in the first half. In the second half, they got destroyed. And now, a timeout This is the second timeout from the side of Team MLT, and Rio again talking to his teammates. Venka, I like that tidbits from Venka too, that he's also discussing some strats with his teammates. So it's important to, just put some efforts from your side too. I think so in this round they can work on retake, because Cortez has his reckoning available. But if you want to work on the retake, you at least need 2 area to side control. If it's going to be a B push, you need to take control of the defender's alley and also the B lane. And if it's going to be an A hit, you have to be careful of A art and A. But look at that MLT's play. They are playing aggressive towards A and basically mid.
Yeah. The cascade now expires. Hellfighter missed the timing. As soon as he peeks, he's going to see too many people at once. Cortez able to get the trade, but with the information that he relayed to his team, Velocity double up and they take B for themselves. They don't have the smokes, but they don't need them because Militant are simply not in positions to peek out and stop the plant.
Wow. Not even a single start used. That's crazy. Deathmaker's forced to move out from his position, and that one movement which is perfect. A beautiful flash by X-Tally. And Deathmaker just walking and thrashing every single one of them. It seems like he's just eating a piece of cake with a fork. And MLT just looking at him and thinking that we might get one, and they will not actually. Amitra also secured the final pick.
Yeah, indeed, it is a piece of cake for Velocity Gaming. At least they gave Militant 1 round in the previous match. This time they give them nothing. A 5-round win streak for Velocity, and they're already at map point. They're speedrunning through this entire game.
Oh yeah.
Deathmaker also. You were absolutely correct when you said he makes it look easy. There's a reckoning in his face. He's forced to reposition.
Yeah.
But what does he do instead? He decides to just fight them all. And somehow, even though it's not intentional, Militant end up offering him 1v1s. I mean, I can't even blame them, Nobody would have expected Deathmate to play this aggressively. Oh, he spotted Knight Rider. He knows he's alone. Deathmaker wants to challenge him, and Hellfighter also peeks along with him just to make sure the trade is there. Smoke towards the left-hand side, making sure nobody can peek from flaws. But as soon as it clears, Cortez will have a line of sight onto Excali. Excali still wins the duel. But hey, at least now Militant have done enough to neutralize the advantage. This could finally be a round where Militant hit the ground running. Bad luck can stop Excali from transitioning. Excali still makes it across. I don't know what kind of armor he's wearing, but I definitely want a piece of that. Prowler forces them all the way back towards water, which means the entire B-Link area is clear. Velocity have green light to plant.
But after this plant, you still have a mad disadvantage, and MLT can work around with that. But every single one of them is moving towards the B-Link, actually towards the mid-connector to B-Link, which states MLT's disadvantage, to be honest, because now they will get confused at where the players actually are. This is the plan for the defensive side, though, so it will confirm that they are around here. So let's see, Excali has a 0 point available, and Eccles with the Horn too. They are going for a half defuse, and they actually will. Oh no, Eccles and Excali got one for themselves, and the position of Rio got revealed now because he got suppressed. Half already got done, and the C is being used, and Excali peaks with the DK. And a good round and a 2v3 win in the final round. And oh my god, MLT haven't won a single round in the second half. And look at that maker. Ho gaya sab. Ho gaya. Oh my god, this man is just crazy. And Helif actually, maybe he secured the highest rank in this map.
Hellfighter and Deathmaker, both of them playing miraculously. They are doing so much over here for this game. They basically rendered all the offenses of Militant Esports useless. They tried everything, Militant tried stacking A, they tried stacking B, they tried changing the Viper wall setup, they tried every single thing, but it still did not work. We'll discuss all of this in more detail after this short break.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
But hey, you know what? I think so. This is going to be a new start, a new map, and that's going to be MLT Spec. Let's see.
Yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Revenant Esports, with their backs against the wall, have no way out but to just ram through all their obstacles. Velocity Gaming have already pinched them with that win on Pearl. And now that they're heading to Split, they are looking to make a statement once more. Keep in mind that the previous game was Pearl, and the last time these two teams faced each other on Pearl, Militant were able to push them into a multiple overtime game. Velocity won 16-14. But this time, Velocity make a bold statement. Ooh. Their setup is also quite unique, you know?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen a Sage come back on Split. I mean,
True.
Sage used to be staple on Split at one point. But Excali playing Sage, it kind of makes me nervous because he is a very aggro player, so this is more likely going to be a battle Sage of sorts. Meanwhile, Militant were quite successful in incorporating the Harbor last time they played on Split, but they were still not able to win with a convincing scoreline.
We have seen, you know, Raw also playing with the Sage, although it was a different map though, so we are used to those battle Sages, right? But let's see how Excali just going to utilize this one, and especially with the double Sentinel composition against a double controller. Once again, Cortez with, he's back with his Harbor, but this time with a different map, and that's going to be their pick. So Velocity Gaming starts on the defensive side, and MLT they are starting on the attacker side because this is their pick. And MLT, Velocity Gaming, by the way, got a chance to, you know, just choose a side, and they already won a map pretty comfortably. And let's see if MLT will get allowed to win this one, or they might finish with it a 2-0.
Instant high tide. It doesn't cover screens, but that's okay because there's a dark cover over there. It also cuts off ramp. But regardless of that setup, they've got Night Rider to push heaven, even though they won't expect this. The one-way setup is perfect. Amaterasu sees their feet, takes away their heads, and now he's even got backup, getting healed because Excali has arrived on scene. Nice dink onto Bad Love, but he survives the encounter by a millisecond. Hellfighter's here to finish what Excali started, and within the gaps, Venka finds his way towards the B site. His teammates laid down in their graves. He now looks to somehow redeem.
Spike planted.
Spike got planted, and Venka is there to survive, or it's a B plant, and he's looking for the vents. That the player might come through the vents, but hey, he's wrong. A Paranoia got invested towards the defender's alley. Every single one of them just jumping around and trying to move towards his where the spike got planted, and it's a heaven plant, so you have to be careful. A dark cover has been invested. Venka hide his footstep by a bullet, and kills Excali too. The spike carrier got killed, and now the players of MLT, they are forced to, in fact, the players of Velocity Gaming, they are forced to go for a defuse. Sticks, and HLF instantly retreats, picks Venka and secures around. Hey Venka, you tried best. He tried his level best, but again it's HLF who was a little bit one step ahead.
Yeah, that was actually quite cool. Excali also stuck the defuse. He was trying to get it to halfway point, but the nade took him out sooner than expected. But I love this setup from Amaterasu. So patient, so precise. It's very cool to watch him work like this. And then even Night Rider's surprise pick towards heaven did not work out, you know. He went ahead of his own teammates' high tide. The whole point of the high tide was to make sure that nobody from ramp can stop Militant Esports. But Night Rider went over there and, yeah, wasn't able to find anything. Velocity Gaming easily go for the retake, but let's be honest, that round was much closer than it should have been. Venka almost clutched it for the team.
Although it was a close call, but still either way yet so far. Just because of the plan they invested into those sheriffs, a dark cover just denying the entry, but a guiding light would just make them move towards a little bit ahead through the sage wall. Now they have a control towards the. They can control the tower as well as the vents, and they actually are doing the same. The tripwire got destroyed, and now they are stuck towards the vents. The important factor is the positioning of Night Rider is unaware until he peeks in front of Deathmaker. And now, just because of that, they are forced to move towards B, in which
Spike
Excali is
down
waiting
B.
for them, but Wenka was quick and shuts Excali's down. He's jumping around.
Spike down B.
Wasn't too sure about the players. What?
One enemy
That certainly
remaining.
shouldn't have happened. He knew exactly where his enemies were, but walks out with a knife in hand. That's weird.
Last
Now
player
Cortez
standing.
left by himself. Surprisingly able to get the kill onto Matarasu. That's a nice connection with the Sheriff. But Deathmaker is still way behind him and is able to shut him down. Velocity Gaming. They could have kept this a bit cleaner. This was supposed to be an anti-eco for them, but Militant made it very expensive.
Oh. And yeah, we're talking about this, right? Velocity Gaming are yet to win a series because this is their second match. So, actually, yes, a weird fun fact there, but
I got their omen.
although now things are more interesting because I would love to see that how MLT is just going to perform in this round because this is their bye round, and Velocity just changed their setup a little bit because they changed the position of the spy cam and also the barrier orb. And although the barrier orb get destroyed as well as the carrier of that barrier, that's going to be Excali. He is down, which means the A side is open up. You can move towards the A side, but they're not sure about this. They might move towards the A, but the best option is to move towards bit or just create some noise.
Nice pick onto Excali. But where else will they go? They can still try going towards the A side, which is unmanned for now. Velocity give it up and focus on mid instead. Which is okay, considering that Militant are going for fakes all across. Trailblazer towards B. It draws in the rotations. Velocity are actually focusing over there. And it will be a bit late before they realize that the A side is being heavily assaulted.
Oreo. Oreo. Oreo got punished.
Spike planted.
Yeah, tasty finish for Helif. He secures weapon. He upgraded that pistol to Phantom. That's a good thing for them. And he gave that again to his opponents.
Yeah, that's a taste of his own medicine for him. Hellfighter killed by a flanker while he was trying to flank himself.
One enemy
Cortez
remaining.
playing around that smoke perfectly. Lovely round for Militant Esports as they convert the bonus. I mean, it technically wasn't a bonus. For them, it was a buy. For Velocity, it was a bonus. But what sort of a bonus is it if you don't have too many weapons? You lost a lot of them in the previous round. So all the fruits of labor that Militant Esports made efforts for in round number 2, they got all of those rewards in round 3. And they retained most of their weapons too, so it's very clean.
It's now or never.
I think so. Just lost only one. So yeah, it's decent because it was okay. It was maybe 2 or 1. Not sure though. But hey, Reckoning is available and also the Showstopper. And just counter to that, you have Neural Theft and also the From the Shadows. That From the Shadows just might be used to just collect some information. But let's see how in this round Velocity is just gonna play. I think so the plan is pretty simple, that they're just gonna counter push from different area. And Night Rider is prepared for this one. He knows that how Helif tends to play and what is his tendency to play in these eco rounds, and he was aware. He spots out one, but he backs off because they were not re-peeking and also respecting the trap fire.
Hellfighter can, if he wants, Shrouded Step across that trap fire, but he just destroys it instead and rejoins his team. Venka activates the Showstopper. That's gonna blow Eccles to smithereens. Even Amaterasu was taking quite a lot of damage, so he's got one foot in the grave already. Venka can't turn around, so Excali gets the frag onto him, but Rio's there for a quick trade. Nice dink by Deathmaker, but it's still not enough to push Badlov away. He still continues holding towards the bottom of a site, and it will still be a massive deterrent to Velocity. Their eco weapons not finding the success they wanted. There's only one man down, it's Venka, and that's not enough to let Velocity go in for this retake.
Here.
Oh, nice counter smoke by Hellfighter. This will clear a path for him, and it should let him peek on the other side of it, but he goes towards the elbow instead. And there you go, Deathmaker dead. Hellfighter, he can't retrieve anything. The shorty won't even let him get a single kill. At best, he can try and get exit frags as they fall back, but this range is just simply not present.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's done. At the end, he didn't give away his ultimate point amounts with his skill. So it's decent. But hey, MLT just secured 2 rounds in a row, which is a good sign. They're also building up the cash without even losing out a lot of players in the previous round. And again, this is a good sign for them. And now with Velocity Gaming, they need to rethink. This is must-win series for MLT Esports if they want to qualify for Split 2 playoffs. And now here we have an interesting fun fact that we already got to be discussing about. So we are a bit ahead than these fun facts scripting. So this is again an important round again because okay, Velocity is playing with a similar setup they were playing in the first 2 rounds.
I've got your trail.
And Rio's just going to utilize his Seekers and also Reckoning got invested in the Trailblazer. Huge investments. Wow.
Oh, this is going to be a fast one. He satchels across the slower, but the rest of his team can't join him. That's okay because Cortez is here for the firing squad. Deathmaker, on the other hand, lays down the punishment. Badlove has to fight them both. They will double peek him, and that's not necessary. Amaterasu can handle it all by himself. Velocity Gaming crunched them fast. Quick rotations stall MLT in their tracks.
That one paranoia changed everything. Because it just denied the vision and they won't be able to hear the sounds too. So they were unaware that actually where the players are. Wenka, that double satchel charge, which was perfect to just cruise in throughout through the that B garage. And again, a change in terms of those utilities. That make a peaks, destroy the spy cam, and now falls back. The boom bot has been utilized. Detects an enemy, which states that there's an enemy playing towards the palace, and it's usually the Sage. But Deathmaker goes aggressive and again shuts Knight Rider. And Knight Rider losing out his body for the second round. Like for the second time in the first, as first pick. That's a bad thing for Team MLT, and they are again got stuck near these vents.
No, the judge is disastrous. 2 bullets, 2 kills. Militant Esports fall right down. Hellfire making this look easy. And the spike is dropped in no man's land. Badlove has the whole damn army coming towards him. There's no way he survives this. And Hellfire with the quad. They almost should have let him ace, but hey, this is a very cheeky round for them to win. The judge is just so nasty in those tight corners.
Yeah. An 1850 investment and he secures the round. What else you need? Especially when you surprises your opposition. And they are also... I don't know why Wenka just pushed on. Despite of the fact he knows that there is hell with the judge, he can one-shot you instantly, but he still pushes forward and got punished there. And now they have a Hero Vandal in the hands of Knight Rider and Wenka with Pucky. Good. Cascade got utilized to cover the vents. Trailblazer to just make some room for Wenka and also clearing out the vents. Just because of his Becky, he can just play in those close angles.
Yeah, there's only one way to fight a judge. You pick up another shotgun. You fight fire with fire, you fight shotgun pellets with shotgun pellets. Those 12 gauge rounds, they should definitely account for some firepower. But Militant have already taken control of Vent at the cost of losing A main. Sure, they can pivot towards the A site where there's only Excali defending. But Deathmaker has so much information now, he can provide it to his team without any problems. Cheeky angle for the camera, Cortez spots it out. But he now realizes there's gonna be a lot of Cypher utility in the way, so he will pivot to its A instead. And Excali's present over here. Judge in his face. Oh, and before the wall can be erected, Venka executes him.
But that weapon, he won't be able to recover that weapon. Deathmaker
Spike down.
picks a man who had the spike. It was none other than Rio. He might get tested, but his aim is just superior. Hard for him, might get the fourth. Adlov needs to be careful. He got the support, but oh my god! He switched to Wenka and picks him apart. Here's his body. And also the hopes for MLT to win this round. What is going on with LM? Dude, stop that shotgun abomination.
It's funny how Wenka was able to punish Excali with that shotgun, and Excali knew that they were all coming out, so instead of just laying down fire with the Vandal, he decides to just wall himself off, you know? Force them to go the other way around. Yeah, of course, Wenka beats him to the punch with the timing, but with Deathmaker getting the crucial frag on the spike carrier, the whole round fell apart for Militant. Even though they had control of the site, they just simply can't do anything to plant. And by the time they kill Deathmaker, by the time they recover the spike, the time is already gone. Plus, you have to respect Deathmaker over there. He was about to get double peaked. In fact, he did get double peaked. He just simply snaps onto the other guy's head on top of ramps. If he somehow switched back to Bad Love, it would have been an instant ace for him.
Oh, what a close round. Technical pauses here. And yeah, this happens. This stuff happens. But this will just give some time to the players of MLT to just talk. Maybe it's Scott Ace who's having some technical issues. He's having some conversation with stage manager there. The scoreline is still good. MLT can still bounce back. Because again, in this round, they did a decent job, right? They took control of the vents and they moved towards Palace and also picks apart Excali, but then they were forced to play in a split, right? Two players were forced to play near the Palace and two of them were moving towards the A ramp, in which when Rio got picked, they got spike control. Velocity got the spike control, and from that very moment, MLT got stuck in a handicap situation. Knight Rider again revealed his position. Knight Rider, for the third time, has revealed his position. In the past 2 rounds, he was the first player who got picked in an early stage. He needs to be careful because he's a crucial player for his team. Resurrection is there in the backpack, can be used in those crucial rounds, but Excali playing very aggressive.
Yeah, and even the slow ups put up over there, which means Cortez can't use the momentum to swing Eccles wider. Eccles will win that fight, even though he didn't use any utility. Bad Love. TP's across towards B. Okay, now this is a big pick. Deathmaker down towards B main. This is a highway for Militant into the site. Velocity will get towards Heaven just in time to stop them from crossing over. But somehow Bad Love has to survive for his team to win. Excali kills one. There's room for more over here. The spike is yet to make its transition across. Smoke's finally put down. Excali cut out from the action. But Bad Love still has to be the bodyguard over here. He needs to make a lot of impact over here just to make sure his teammates can get the plant safely. Oh, Matarasu finds a way across. Fancy footwork, which means the backstab won't be read by Knight Rider. He's looking towards Heaven, and Amaterasu's not gonna give him any inch to work with.
I think so. Bad Love's position could be a surprising factor in which they can work around with that. And Amaterasu punishes that Knight Rider, making it 2v3, in which now Bad Love is just forced to move forward. Rio secures 2. Bad Love position got revealed, but it doesn't matter because Rio was good enough for 3 of them. In fact, all of them, which were present in the final round and third round on board for MLT. And now they still have 3 more ultimates: Neural, Theft, Seekers, and also Wenka has his favorite weapon. Oh, maybe the ultimate, and that's going to be Showstopper. Excali still has his Resurrection. He could have used that Resurrection, but the bodies were a bit far from him, so that wasn't the case there. And now I like the fact that how much cash Velocity player has.
Yeah, but that was a very risky push from Bad Love. He TP'd towards backside, and if he died over there against Deathmaker, that would have been the end of the round. Oh no, Deathmaker did get double peaked. Good coordination from Militant Esports, getting the Danger Man out of the way. And now they can go ahead, recover the spike once more from behind, and start cracking the B site. There is only one person defending it, it's Hellfighter. Eccles is busy trying to find out whether they're coming mid or not. He's using the guiding lights to figure out the positions. But with the Neural Theft being deployed by Knight Rider, all of Velocity will get revealed. This shows clear gaps in their presence. No one towards mid. 2A, 2B, and this is Militant's cue to start hitting the B side with full force. Out comes the Showstopper. In goes the van. And he doesn't get the frag, but that's okay because Knight Rider and Rio will follow up. Venka with fancy footwork somehow
remaining.
manages to get Eccles into an awkward position, and the rest of Militant will circle him around, spray him
30
down.
seconds left.
And this once again leaves Amaterasu in a 1v4.
Spike planted.
Oh, possession given away.
Oh yeah.
And unlike last time, he won't get double peaked. In fact, none of them are going to give him any fights. He doesn't want any fights either. He just wants to save this one. As rich as Velocity were at the start of this round, they are starting to run out of steam.
Oh no. By the way, I like how Knight Rider actually used that mid to the palace area to utilize in their favor, and also that mid to B push. It was only Knight Rider who was pushing through palace, but it worked out. He secures a pick while going towards our defender's alley, and also when he moves back into the side, he secures another, and that was none other than Eccles. Got instantly pegged, but a beautiful circle by the high tide, but a good recovery from MLT too. Now you still have a Reckoning available in which you can move towards the B side, and this is the first time Velocity going for a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. It means it showcased that they are feeling the pressure.
Pressure is certainly there. Velocity Gaming had a lovely start to this whole series, winning the pistol and the subsequent anti-eco. They lost the third round, but after that they were able to string every single round together. But of late, Militant have been hitting that B site quite often, and it is a bit weak. Velocity have been unsuccessful in stopping them from the plant. And it's not like Militant Esports are trying some fancy B crunches, right? They're most likely just going in from main. They don't often use the mid to B region. They don't use B tower very often. Only once did they use it. And even that wasn't the round, that wasn't the play that got them the round. It was mostly the teleport from Badlove, which was able to kill Deathmaker and then vacate the site for the rest of his team to follow up. So yeah, that B side is looking promising for Militant, and that's exactly why you'll see them try to push there once again. It's only Knight Rider who's going to be playing away from his team towards A main. And even that too looks to be not the case now. He just places the camera over there and skedaddles back to his team.
The guiding light been used towards the A main area, and dark cover is there. Reckoning being utilized. HLF needs to be careful. His position got revealed by that Reckoning, and also by the Trailblazer. Venka needs to peek, and he certainly will. Secures two, and over the second was perfect.
He gets healed back up too. It's perfect. Militant Esports are exploiting this B site like it's their own.
Spike planted.
Eccles trying to make his way inside from CT. Amaterasu drops to the floor, and Knight Rider drops him down 6 feet under. Hope is running out for Velocity Gaming. There's way too much util in the way. The Trailblazer does spot 2 players, but what will they even do with that information? And look at Venka, he's making all this noise towards the top of mid, which will force Velocity Gaming to look behind them. And because they are so distracted, Knight Rider is able to get the first. Eccles though, making it look clean. But still, there's quite a lot to do. No flashes, no utility. If he gets one, he will find the Seekers, but this crossfire between Badlove and Cortez is way too potent. He can't survive this one. Militant tie up the score.
Yeah, that input was just scary. And luckily, Badlove also survives because he got a 140 head tank and head in the head, and he falls back towards the carrot. And now, after winning this one, they even out the score, and also they can get the lead in this round because Velocity, they don't have a better buy. Exploiting the B again and again and pinching, and also hitting the weak point of Velocity Gaming in those crucial rounds is very important, because now you make them weak. And once a team thinks that, you know what, they are striking again on our weakness, we have to do something. And in those thinking process, if you strikes again with an not an unorthodox place, but with a surprise, you can also fix it apart, and that's what they actually did. Venka too cold playing around that box was certainly new, because he haven't done this from a very long time in this map, but securing 2 pick was just perfect. And these 2 players towards mid, will please check the angle. He certainly will, but oh, Excali, he needs one more.
Kind of trapped over there.
Good attempt.
Nope, Badlov is trapped in there with him.
Here.
Push out from Velocity gives them so much to work with, and they fall back just in time before Rio can arrive and flank them. I don't think Velocity have played aggressively towards mid this far before. And this catches Militant off guard. Even though they were slightly aware about the positioning from Velocity Gaming, there's not much that they can do to clear out these angles. At least they're able to find a beeline into the vent region. But even if they can get into the site, they will have to face the wrath of Amaterasu. Seekers pop by Eccles. This should give away every single bit of information they require. Both of them spotted in the camera, but Amaterasu can't click. A reverse neural theft comes through. Militant, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with this information. They just have to focus on planting the spike. It's very low on time. Excalibur revives Hellfighter and instantly back to a 2v3, even though Rio was able to get that pick.
Guns recovered, and one of them already falls apart. Resurrection also got invested in which it just got wasted. Good guiding lights by Rio. Rio just playing with their minds and also
Player standing.
denying the fact that they can go for a defuse. It's going to be Knight Rider once again. Secures one. Will he get another? No, he will not. Hell, if user Shrouded Step, 100 credits being used just to go and defuse the spike because it's important. They need to win this round, and I don't know how Velocity managed to win this round. And I think Amaterasu is also surprised because another Thrifty for Team Velocity Gaming, but on a different map.
Yeah, these Thrifties just keep on hitting Militant in the face, ruining their momentum, ruining their win streak, and their money as well. At least this time they don't have to face all the economic troubles they did in Pearl. Their economy looks somewhat solid going into the last round of this half, but still, the lead that they had at one point is now vanquished. Up in the hands of Deathmaker. This could be dangerous.
He's playing towards that mid, and we all know how much deadly he could be. Spy cam already being placed to just confirm that where the players are, and that Maker hasn't been in his position yet. That ram control try was good, and this Boombot or maybe the Trailblazer might secure or picks out at least one trap, and it certainly will. But Amaterasu, before moving towards the elbow, he secures one. That Maker quickly reposition himself and shuts down a player towards the A main entry. Yeah, this round is done.
Done and dusted. Cortez can try to whitewash it with the harbor utility, throw as much water on his wounds as he wants, but what he needs here is a strong medicine. Medicine that won't save him from the deadly wounds that Velocity are inflicting upon them. Militant Esports once again find themselves at the receiving end of a 7-5 half.
Yeah. Another 7-5 half, and it's again favoring Team Velocity Gaming. So this is like keep on happening with these two teams. But the most important part is, will this be a good half for you? Especially, will you be able to secure the second pistol round of this map or not?
Yeah, those are some very good questions, but unfortunately the answers of these lie on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back to NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia. You guys are watching Velocity versus Militant Esports. Velocity have been moving fearlessly so far, getting the lead again and again in these games. It was 7-5 in the previous match as well on Pearl, and now we see this scoreline once again. Militant were unable to win a single round in the second half on Pearl. Will that be the case this time as well? Barrier optic let them transition into the side, and the paranoia hits them square in the face. Deathmaker rips off Rio's head, and another one onto Venka. Deathmaker is on fire today. Someone pour some water on him. Maybe Cortez can come in and save the day, but he is late to the party, and he's already trapped in a very difficult situation. Low on HP. The smoke's about to run out within a couple seconds, and Deathmaker will shove this massive ghost in their faces and then pull the trigger.
The Maker played this round like a deathmatch. Dude is just going all in. Doesn't even matter that which player was in front of him or which wasn't. He just, if anyone peeks, he just rips their head apart. Cortez was just being a little bit cheeky, survives and got a good support from his teammate, but that wasn't enough because Velocity were prepared for these type of shenanigans, and now they won the pistol in the split, and they have a better buy. Bulldogs and 4 Spectres with a full shield there. Just because of that, Deathmaker's previous round, he secured 3 kills, I think. So yeah, so he secured 600 crits for himself, which is gonna help him to go for a very good buy here. Used a guiding light, which haven't provided a single information, and he just peeks. Cortez has a chance to use his shot. He upgrades his weapon to a Spectre, but it was just a dream and bad love. Oh no! You can still change the fate. You can still change the stuff.
They're running out of
Unrecovered.
Alright, I really thought there was a little bit of hope over there for a second,
Yeah.
Velocity, the 2 other guys who were on the other side of the smoke started spraying their weapons and they ran out of bullets, and I thought, oh my god, if he can just speak out right now, he can get at least 1 more frag. And he did get 1 more frag, just not on the guy I expected. Amaterasu, his head was snapped open, so that was quite a nice attempt from Militant Esports, but regardless, Velocity still have the lead and Militant don't have a single round yet. This might just be a repeat of the previous game where Militant don't get anything in the second half, but with them having weapons and only 1 Bulldog and 1 Spectre onto Velocity, Militant have the firepower to make this one work.
Oh, a costly jump peak. LF might lose his life, but he falls back. But hey, you have the heal. You can get that. You have Sage in your team. Although that's the same case for Team MLT. They have Sky, but they're counter pushing from Garage. There's a dark cover blocking the vision for the players of MLT. And it's a defensive dark cover, by the way. It's from the side of the players of MLT itself. So it just helps them to, just get the information of Garage. And now they're falling back towards the B side. Some control towards the vents area by Velocity Gaming, but how are they going to push forward? That's my main push.
They're taking their sweet time. I hope Velocity Gaming don't run into the same problems that Militant often do. Utilizing too much time to get to some advanced positions. At least this time Velocity don't have any resistance towards the A Heaven region. They use the wall in a very nice and creative way. This lets them pass directly into the side without worrying about Rio, and the side is being plotted already. Cortez, though, has to bring a flood of his own to hold it back, and he does. Wenka also comes into chime for a kill, and that's actually very clean from Militant. Hellfighter, trapped in a cube of his own destiny with the spike well out of reach, time not available, and no health points now either. Well, at least Militant have broken the curse, at least they win a second round. I mean, a 1 round in the second half, so that's something. That's much better than Pearl.
And also, we can see some different stats from the side of MLT in this map, and that is Cortez. This time, he's just going for the top frag from his team, 13 kills right now, and also just 1 point far behind from his Reckoning. So he's doing a lot of job for his team. Reckoning is also, Wenka is also doing the same for him, but again, that's going to be an important point to talk about. If Cortez scores 1, he can play around that retake. But Velocity Gaming, they have a better buy to go for a retake. And he's right a beat! And he begs you.
That is brilliant. Oh, the flash is perfect. He somehow gets Rio a lot of
Spike
advantage,
down
but
A.
the trades on velocity are actually nice. Unfortunately, the spike is dropped way out there, and the captain will now have to go a long way around to recover it. He gets a window, though. There's a moment where Militant Esports aren't peeking out to make sure that Eccles will recover the spike, but now you've got Bad Love in a position from where he can shoot them down. Nah, it's actually Venka. Nice off-angle held by Venka over there. I really thought that Velocity will be able to get inside, but then the speed at which they went in kind of gave Militant Esports quite a lot of opportunities, you know, not checking all the angles, being a little reckless. Velocity shoot themselves in the foot.
That approach from Knight Rider was just perfect. Picture perfect, by the way. Because he tagged one player, and that was none other than Deathmaker with a spike am, and the second was just for free. And you couldn't secure the third one, but quite unlucky there. And now Velocity Gaming, they are struggling. In terms of cast right click, bad click. Knight Riders again survives. And this Knight Rider and Deathmaker love story is perfect. Because we usually witness when Deathmaker tends to play towards the defender side, he usually picks Knight Rider, and vice versa is happening. But it's only Eccles once again, just like the previous round, he is the final man from the side of Velocity Gaming. 12 more seconds for a guiding light, but you doesn't even need that. You saw Venka, he saw you, and he will kill you.
Oh, now Velocity need to start panicking. Militant are getting awfully close to them. And Militant also have a massive ultimate. That Reckoning can be super useful in retake situations. Meanwhile, Velocity have two big ultimates which can give them information, the Needle Theft and the Seekers. I'm assuming that because they have these ults, they will play a much slower game, try to gather information on Militant's positions before finally committing to a site. And Velocity this time, they've even set up that way, you know, they're sending Amaterasu towards the A side, but I'm guessing he's just gonna watch for aggression while the rest of them make contact towards B. As soon as the camera gets broken, they go in, and oh my god, Venka a bit too aggressive!
Wow. 3 players push so quickly, and we thought they're gonna play slow. In fact, it's gonna be Velocity is just gonna play slow to play around the information, but they doesn't even need that. They just playing with their aim and a paranoia, and that's it. That's what you need. Wow. An instant flash didn't give you enough information. Amaterasu just waiting for a straight walk in front of him, and then he can bite them alive. Cortez and Rio. Cortez speed first, secures the pick, but there's no way you can disfuse the spike. The chances are pretty less. You can go for some exit tracks, but the chances are pretty low to win this round. 10th round for Velocity Gaming for sure. Both the Sky exchanges some guiding light, but it's going to be Cortez who secures the pick. And now, just because of these picks, they are damaging the gas. They're damaging the flow. No way. They lost the round, but at what cost?
Wow, that actually very impressive. Both these teams are super good at killing aggression towards B main. I mean, first it was Militant trying to go super aggressively to fight Velocity, offer them the gun battles. And Velocity picked them apart, every single frag netting them the advantage. But I guess Militant were a little slacking when it comes to the trading game on B main. That's probably why Velocity got that information, not just information, but the advantage as well very early on. Then Militant mow them down as they try to exit, and now it just kind of makes me question what Velocity were up to. I mean, they get the round, yes, they can afford weapons once more, that's fine, but you need a little momentum. Because if Velocity lose this round now, their economy will be in shambles, and that might just allow Militant to bounce a comeback. Trailblazer gets shot down before it discovers exactly how many people are there towards vent. I mean, Velocity, yeah, sure, their presence is detected, but Militant don't know that the spike itself is present towards vent. Meanwhile, you've now got Knight Rider on a reconnaissance mission. He will come across the other side for both the Hatted Sentinels fighting against each other, but Amaterasu gives up the area. That's because his teammates are making contact. Okay then, Deathmaker, okay. I can't get a frag on the ziplines ever, but Deathmaker is obviously different.
Oh, even manage to connect that head, especially a headshot? Dude is just so lucky that the Vandal is just spraying him, and Vandal is just working according to him. But hey, Wenka secures 2, got paranoid. Oh, he spots him out through a gap, dished out a lot of damage, and Deathmaker got resurrected back again. And now he's just healed back. It's a 3v4 in which MLT is looking good, but every single one of them just moving towards that screens, and they know about their position. Velocity Gaming knows that from where they are coming. Wenka with the showstopper secures a third, but Excali was good enough. It's a 2v2 in which the spike is not in a direct contact of the players of MLT and a Trailblazer in this situation. Now that will make things interesting because you will get tased. You can't shoot bullets perfectly, you can't move properly, and that's what Velocity needed. Although Velocity were playing good and destroyed every single one of them, but MLT still have enough cash to go for another full buy. Wow, that bank management is strong.
Yeah, indeed, especially since they're able to get all these exit frags in the previous round. Velocity are the ones who have their backs against the wall economically, but they are so close to this map point. This might just be a 2-0. Militant, though, tried a good retake. That showstopper giving them quite a lot of value. And they even managed to trade things out. If it wasn't for Hellfire still being present on top of Heaven, this might have just worked for Militant. This time Velocity taking A-ramp control aggressively via where it's supposed to be taken. Usually whenever they go A-ramp, it's via mid. And they've done very well to avoid that tripwire. No, but they drop Excali, and that's the spike on the ground. A perfect flash from Rio, and this nets Knight Rider another frag. Rio also chimes in with one of his own, and this stops Velocity in their tracks. That's incredible. A smoke's also been put up, the dark cover, making sure that the spike can't be recovered. There's a wall. It's his own teammate's wall in the way, but what is he gonna do about it?
He can't do much, but if he tries to, just cross after the wall dissipates, there's still a trap wire too. So yeah, stuck actually. You need to destroy that if you want to be play a bit more freely, and he actually does. LF peaks. It's a 2v5 situation. I think so the better option is to just go for some frags. Because look at that. That make 100 crits. LF 50 crits. This is not good. This is not the way LF usually maintains a credit. It's gonna be Eccles again. This is the third time he was alone. And again, he got punished very hard. 9th round for MLT. They might secure the 10-2 because Team Velocity Gaming, they are suffering that cash management.
Whenever Velocity try to play aggressively, it's always a coin toss, The last time it wasn't aggressive, but they were just all stacked up outside the main. That's when Militant offered them quite a lot of fights, and Velocity won every single one of those. And then the next time they try to fight towards the B side, very fast, they are able to get these frags. But now they try taking aggressive A-ramp control, and it just falls flat. Perfect flashes from Rio. Knight Rider stepping up with stellar defense. That's just incredible. So you know that Militant have some firepower. They are able to stop Velocity whenever they try to go for these brute force attacks. And Velocity have only found success mostly when they try to take mid control first and then play slowly. Just pushing and pulling Militant into awkward spots, so maybe they can go back to the good old reliable. Although that is slightly difficult to recreate again and again. All those circumstances for victories were so difficult for Velocity. They don't have a common ground with which they can derive a weakness for Militant. From Militant, rather.
I have a question now, Preps.
Shoot.
Is it Amitarasu who's doing the IGLing today?
It could be likely. Usually it's Eccles who's supposed to be the IGL. Yeah. I guess it's a shared load between the two of them. Amaterasu used to be the IGL of Velocity before the imports arrived. So I guess Amaterasu is going to be calling stuff when he's on the other side of the map, giving information, while Eccles is going to be leading the charge whenever it comes to the execute side, because he's the one who has to call about when he's going to flash and get his teammates inside. Venka, what a lovely snap onto his enemy's heads, and Battlelove is holding it very nicely. A double for both of these players, and this is once again shut down.
Eccles almost had it. but got confused that where the player could be, and that dark cover dissipation point, that timing, again, Valorant timing just punishes Velocity Gaming. And again, good eco. You almost took down a whole squad. A close call between these two teams, but now this is the penultimate situation, penalty point for Velocity Gaming, because if you loses this one, this might help MLT to move towards a match point, and you don't want them to be this comfortable. Reckoning is there, and as well as the neural theft, and Trailblazer hits two of the oppositions. Guide and Light being exchanged, collecting some information, and just between these fights, Helif roaming around near the mid, as usually he does the same.
Oh, I'm starting to feel nervous, Phoenix. Velocity are going for that A ramp push once again. Ooh, but here's the twist. They take A ramp, leave Amaterasu over there, and then the rest of them drop into vents to rejoin Hellfighter towards bottom mid. Now, this is going to put Militant in the twist. Now they are conflicted. Where do they go? You can see the positioning of Venka. He's playing all the way to his defender spawn, making sure that aggression from Velocity doesn't leak into its screens on A. But Velocity have no intention of going over there. They will cut all noise, cut all aggression, and leave MLT with a sense of disbelief. Suspend their wits mid-air. And now, as both the teams play a game of chicken, it's up to Velocity to make the first move. I tried already
30
for contact.
seconds left.
Looking towards the camera on B main, from where he might spot Hellfighter, but the real timing is over here.
Oh.
He gets spammed out. Not even a single sound cue given, but they still find where Knight Rider is. The onus of this entire site now falls into the capable hands of Venka. He's supposed to keep them at bay, but time is running out and Velocity need to move. Hellfighter strikes once. Excali goes in for the plant. This might just look possible. Reckoning comes through and they're getting stunned, but Eccles is firing away. The captain stepping up well and beyond his means to get Velocity that map point.
One leg. Hawk out.
He picks LF, but I don't think so. It's just going to help you a lot. Again, you can just force them to, you know, suffer some money management issues. But yeah, Rio just doing this, and especially the whole team of MLT just doing this from a very long time. They've been successful. And Eccles finally got, and especially his team, Velocity Gaming, got the series point here. Now they just have to move forward. One more round for this victory, and especially a 2-0 victory. Although this won't help you that much in terms of, I think so, that round difference, because again, this is a close match, and previous one you want to be comfortably, no doubt. I think so, six rounds from there, and if you end this right here, right now, 9 rounds. And I think so they were around minus 17 or minus 16 something ish, so you'll still be suffering that minus terms of round, but you'll get a victory. But still, it's a bit far. Bad Love needs to be careful. Might use a paranoia to stop the push, but 3 players present around B, especially with the Palace too. And very less utilities for MLT. What?
Yeah, I mean, they had to make some sacrifices. Oh, timing for Bad Love is absolutely terrible. He uses the paranoia to just buy himself a little bit more time, but the TP play is not gonna work. Hellfighter is the smarter Omen, and he's seen this play 1,000 times before. Excali and Deathmaker also chime in, and now this looks like a done game. Militant in a 2v5, in a must-win match to secure the slot in the playoff. It's either this or certain elimination from the tournament. With their lives in BCSA hanging in the balance, they will throw everything that they have into the sink, and Rio starts off with a nice snappy headshot. He farms the Seekers with that one. The Capitals go inside, enabling Eccles to die over there, with Cortez chiming in one more. They're actually making this one work. The Shorty gets one more, down to a 1v1. It's Rio versus Deathmaker, but Sunny reigns supreme. Deathmaker steps in at the last moment to deliver the final blow. Shut the nail into that coffin, and this marks the end for Militant.
Good try. Very well played by MLT, no doubt. But a good fight against Velocity Gaming. They almost had it. Rio tried his best. But MLT, I think so, this is the end. Look at the faces of these players. Knight Rider not happy. Every single one of them, they're not going to be that happy, but you can still fight for some good amount of prize pool. You'll get a decent amount of prize pool split if you are in a good position. But look at that! Look at the man, Excali stunned. Hey, I got a 2-0 victory. What? What?
I don't think that's
How
what
many
his face is trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
You're terrible at reading emotions, Phoenix.
I know.
Oh,
like-
but regardless of how good or bad we are at reading faces, Velocity was very good in reading what Militant were up to. Although that came very close, it came down to the wire, it almost went into an overtime. Nearly a 2v5 pulled off by Militant until Deathmaker came in and said a resounding no. And this nets Velocity their first win of the tournament. But for Militant, on the other hand, it's loss after loss. This was a must-win match for them. With the loss over here, their playoff slot is basically gone. And that is a massive heartbreak for all Militant fans.
But hey, stuff happens. But at the end, you put up a good fight. I'm really impressed the way MLT played.
Yeah. But we will break down more details about this game on the other side of this break with stats, interviews, and more analysis. Stay tuned for all of that.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water